Yes, you cannot exchange darkness for light. Light is always covering darkness. Darkness can never cover light. Yeah, eventually we're going to go to a cashless society. And that's exactly the way I want it. I want to put metal in my pocket. If you got 1 ounce of gold, okay, which could be up to 20 grand, that's probably going to be to buy anything you want to buy in real estate. Then you're going to have silver at 1,500. I mean, it's just going to go on. Each metal will have its own revalued currency. It will be revalued accordingly, right? Yeah. Australian cop was set free and he raped a child. It's a Mason system, exactly. They're all Masons out there. And you know what? It's maybe pissing off people so bad. I mean, these pedophiles are getting out and they're getting a cap in the back of the head on the street. People have had enough. They've had enough. I don't want to catch them. Trust me. If I see any diddlers out there, you don't want to be in my avenue. How do you know reptoids? It's their eyes. Their eyes will be black. They usually wear sunglasses and they do strange shit. The clones do repetitive stuff. They're more robotic. Sometimes they glitch out. They start twitching. Yeah, that's clones. So, but the reptiles, I mean, they have a stink to them. Okay, there's a stink. And you'll be able to smell the odor. And they're also their eyes. It'll be in their eyes. And their skin might be waxy. Yep, they're everywhere. I see them every day. You got to have the eye for it, and once you see one, it's hard not to see anymore, Yeah, they're being cleaned up. The real bad ones are being taken off planet, and they're being dealt with. I hear there's a, universal tribunals going on inside the moon. Yeah, and they're being disposed of there. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying, get the money out. Get your money out, right? Banks aren't your friends. Government's not your friends, right? I scheduled a mortgage pamphlet for July the 20th. I hope EBS... I don't know what that PAMPH... Is it a pamphlet? A mortgage pamphlet? What does that mean? Is that like a contract? For July the 20th? And I hope your EBS comes so my parents canceled. Okay, I'm not... Yeah, you were going to go for a loan and then you've canceled it or whatever. Go for the loan. Go get the money. Who cares? You get the money, you throw it in your account, whatever, you take the money out, and the bank closes, so your money, right? That's how it's going to... I mean, when this thing gets severed, it's going to get severed. Any day now, yes. Yeah, I've been waiting for 25 years. Yeah, your husband's asleep. Well, I mean, 60% of the people are out there asleep. I mean, we only have a, 3%, 5%, 6%, maybe 7% at the very top that are actually awake, talking about this stuff and aligning themselves with what's going on and, making the proper moves. Can you imagine the worldwide unrest when the banks shut down and people don't have access to their little debit and credit cards? Ooh-wee. That's going to be something. How do I pay an Airbnb without bank account? Do you owe them money? Then send it to them by what do you call it? E-transfer? Put your money in the account, send the e-transfer, then the money's gone. But don't put what I'm trying to say, you got to keep your accounts open a little bit to pay your bills, right? I'm not saying take all your money. Don't kill the account. Keep it alive. But when it does go down, you might lose, whatever you got in that bank account. It might stay up. It might, because it's a very, very little amount. But I could tell you right now, anybody with anything over 150,000 in their account, they're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. Guaranteed. Because the money's going to be swept up. It's all digital anyways. And whatever cash they do have, all those dollars are going to be burned up. The pound is going to be burned up along with the euro. All those overinflated currencies are going to burn. And all the manipulated monies from how they've been so suppressed for decades and decades, they're going to rise. And then they'll start exchanging them off to replace them with their gold-backed currencies. Maybe they might not even have to reprint. They might just say that's gold-backed now, and that they'll recognize it as a gold-backed currency. Okay? Could be why the ATM is being bought by cash. Yeah, here you go. Management, yeah, part of the bigger plan. I think the ATMs will stay up for this cash environment that we're going to be going into, but I think in the next 2 to 5 years tops, you're going to see cash disappear. And you're going to see it's going to be a kind of a slow migration from the cash that we have in our pocket to tokens that we can put in our pocket. So when we go to the ATM, it'll look like a slot machine. Like the money will come out. Like if you're tapping in, I want, so many tokens and nickels, or so many tokens and silver, so many you know what I mean? And I think it's just going to start dropping out like that. Yeah. Because everybody's going to have to handle Sommer's going to be arrested, Trudeau, Castro, Katy Perry, all that, Carney, they're all going down. They're done. I have read many times Medved's release in the public in 2027. I think, if it's not going to be, I think it's going to be starting. It's already starting. The Medveds are starting. They have been going on, and they're taking, they're doing the priority right now. Which is, the traumatized kids and the our brave soldiers that have been injured in battle. I think it will be a controlled crash. To keep panic down. Yes, that's exactly. I couldn't said better words myself. Yeah, it's a controlled demolition that's going to keep the panic down. I don't have much, like 7,000. I start taking out. Yeah. Well, take it out. If you got 7,000, that's 7,000 you're going to have in your pocket. And I would be turning around and I'd be buying foreign currency such as the Vietnamese dong, and I'd be buying a pile of silver. Yep. It doesn't take, 7,000 is nothing in silver. I don't know if you're Canadian or American, but, Canadian is like $100 a coin, $100 an ounce. So you only got 70 ounces for 7,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's nothing. And you can cash that anywhere. It will be all the silver, gold, and all the metals and your foreign currencies will be bulletproof through this EBS. Any dollars you have is not bulletproof. It will not survive it. You will get some reparation back in replacement, but it certainly won't be maybe 5,000. They'll let you transfer over to gold back. Well, it hasn't been just the Aussie men have gone soft. The big joke is now, all women are lesbians because they married, and it's not because they've been, dating other girls. They married a pussy. There's still lots of guys out there that are very masculine and stuff like this, but, they've been all, they all been pussy whipped. And I didn't want to say it that way, but, but society has put him in that, has brainwashed him into that. Well, she's being arrested. She's done. I don't even know where she is right now, but she's going to be taken out of the picture very, very shortly. She'll be, there's a lot of arrests going on in the Philippines right now. Yeah. And everything's being done covertly. Yeah. The Philippines is going to be cleaned right out, but it is going to be one of the richest countries on the planet based on their rare mineral asset. They have so much silver and gold. The Chinese have been pulling all their gold and hiding it in all the deposits where they've been hiding it in the Philippines because of their persecution that they were getting from their Chinese warlords and all the warlords that were back in the day. And they have absolute hundreds of trillions and trillions of hundreds. It's ridiculous. I think there's right now, just on one account, I think ready to go is $847 trillion. $847 trillion is ready to be released to the public. I mean, how much money you want, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous. So nobody's going to be missed. They're basically making sure all the good boys and all the little bad, who's the good ones and who's the bad ones, who's done bad things, who's doing good things, who is in line, and who is God's people. The meek will inherit the planet. Okay? The thing I put out there yesterday, God never put, warriors on this planet to be meek. He put warriors on this planet to fight evil. Okay? I just get the information and I decipher it the best way I can, and I know right now we are winning. Okay? We're winning. It may look really bad for the good guys, but that's all part of the plan. Yeah, it's very well that the older workers are being laid off, and they don't have to be there because they're going to be extremely wealthy. They're the ones that have suffered all their lives, and they're going to be the ones first to get into the beds to get, life extension, and they're old souls, so they're going to be able to do wonderful things with their money because they are very meticulous on how they're going to spend it. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's going to work out fine, See, I got a hair in my eye. So our cash on hand will be exchanged for new currency. Yes. Well, I'd say maybe up to $5,000, maybe, But what I would be doing is I'd be buying silver and any type of, like I just said before, silver or any metals out there, precious metals, jewelry, anything that's tangible, real estate. Even real estate's not going to survive. Not the value that you think it's going to survive. Your home that you live in, you'll be fine. It's just not, when you think it's worth $1 million, it's going to be worth like $100,000, if that, at the end of the game, So, but you're not going to be, the banks right now are your enemy, and they're going to try to kick you out because you haven't paid your mortgage and all this other stuff, or you haven't paid your taxes, whatever, and you're going to be kicked out. And this is why you're seeing, many, many people that have sold out everything and gone into RVs and buses and rebuilt all kinds of things that they could roll their homes on wheels. And they're just, they're breaking away from the system. They don't want to have any part of it. Listen, if this was so successful, then, why are we in the situation that we're in? You are seeing such things going down because it was evil. It will never last. And we have good people fighting a good battle right now to basically save humanity. And, if the United States goes down, the world is next. It won't go down, but they're sure making a good attempt at it. And all they're doing is, they're doing what they can on their side, and we're doing what we can on our side. But eventually, we got the upper hand on this, and that's why all these data centers are being built, I believe. And I believe they're going to be housing, millions and millions, if not billions of criminals or anybody that's done, If the banks were closing, why did my son get summons to court for credit card debt? Because the cabal is rogue. The banks are rogue. What are they going to do? You get summons to court to go, what are they going to do? Spank them? Hey, just say, everybody's got problems. Everybody's got credit card. Everybody's in debt. They put it that way. It's been designed that way, and they're going to. What are they going to do? They can't throw them in jail for having bad credit. Let them put a writ or whatever they want. I mean, what are they going to do? Have some sheriffs go over there and steal his assets because he got bad credit card debt? It's all smoke and mirrors. Or are you in the States or are you in Canada? I've never even heard that summons to go to court from the bank or the credit cards because he's not paying his credit cards. I never even heard of it before. Because they got no legal right to, to take you to court for an unpaid debt. What about RSPs? History. They're gone. Where did you go to get your RRSP? Where did you go? You went to the bank. Okay? Does that sum it all up? It's going to die. Did you hear many states are putting 6 or a year moratorium on data centers? I'm not sure. No, I never heard nothing about it. You have to understand, everybody out there, that this is a movie, and the movie's not for the awakened. You are the awakened. You are the shining light that is being able to see through all this. Okay, so this movie's not for you. It's for the sleepers. We're above this thing, looking down at this whole fiasco. The summons is sent from the collection. Well, see, okay, the collection agency has they have no power. Okay, I would just ignore them. It's a ploy to get you to react. Exactly. If it comes from the collection agency, it's already null and void because now it's a third party collection. Where is just ask where the original contract was that I signed. Produce that original contract, and they won't be able to produce it because that's all at the bank. Okay, it's all at the bank. They won't give out that paperwork to a collection agency. So you just tell them that. Yeah. Thank you very much. I know I'm right on everything here because I've been playing this stupid game since I started doing mortgages in 1975. I'm not a beginner at this game. It's over 50 years of mortgages. Almost 70 mortgages I've had in British Columbia. I was on over 670 projects throughout the world. You live in Oregon, but they are, yeah, I know, and they're so effed. I know they are. Thank you, Tony. Yes, I know, because the IRS is still going into bank accounts because the banks are letting them. They're all in the game together. They're all in this together, yeah. The banks are connected with the collection agencies that are connected with the federal governments, okay, and all the other bullshit that's going down there. They want your money so they can run their fraudulent organizations. It's white collar criminal crime. It's a crime syndicate, and you're not a part of it. They just want your money. Did you hear that Trump did away with property taxes? Yes. It's all part of GESARA. They can call it whatever they want, but we're going to call it Worldwide GESARA or NESARA. Well, they can't. You have to. They can go to the garnish of your wages, yeah, and you go to your employer, and you say, "I'll handle my own taxes," and you take that. If they try to, you tell your employer, just say, if this tax department or whoever is trying to garnishing my wages, you will be implemented in this this illegal grab, which is, it's a predatory grab against my livelihood, and you will be implicated in court, because you can take whoever judge that signed on to this guarantee, whatever it is, he's being implicated, and he will go, he's breaking the law, and anybody that follows that illegal judgment is going to be an accessory to that. Yes. And you can take that to, you can file it in court to say, this is, if, taxes are illegal. There's nothing in the Constitution or the Bill of Rights that say that I have to, everything's voluntary and I don't have to pay taxes on anything, because it's all a fraud. Same as your mortgages, all a fraud. Your loans that you get for your cars or whatever, all a fraud. So you have to bring it to the light, and show them that really at this point, who really gives a shit about a job? Really, when you think about it. Everybody should have had a little bit of money stashed away at this point. This whole freaking system's coming down. It's all coming down. You need money, you're hungry, go down to the food bank. Right? Stop paying your bills. I am bulletproof. I practice what I preach. I don't even have a phone number in Canada. I'm completely, I maybe have 2 toes, maybe 1 toe inside the matrix. But they can't touch me. If they could touch me, I'd be letting you know. I still receive my pension, and I do my taxes, and I only declare what the government pays me in pension, right? I don't ever declare, any of my side hustle. Why would I? I have been doing that for 20 years, and I am the living proof that their government and their whole operation is all a lie and fraud. I am living proof, because I have not played in their game, and they hate me for it. Oregon is trying to make hunting and fishing, farming illegal. Well, that's the communist retards that are trying to do this stuff. They're control freaks and narcissistic control freaks that are psychopathic, and the best way to fight it? Ignore it and continue on. We have power, and we can stand up in arms, okay? If one guy does it, he's weak. But if we get 200 or 300 men going around, as what they're doing in Lethbridge right now, and if they're going around and they're driving around right now in trucks right now as we speak, and they're going to all the parks and making sure that everything's clean, those PEDOs are running. They know, because they're going to get the Louisville bats taken to them. Right? People have had enough. And quite frankly, I've had enough too. I'm done with it. I hold the fort down here to make sure security's done, because there's we have my friend has got a lot of vehicles in this yard that are, his customers that he has to repair. Do you have a CB radio? No, I don't need one. All you need is a radio. You don't need a CB radio. Who are you going to call? The Ghostbusters? Just let things go the way they are. Just have just go and just get a normal radio so you have communication. Go buy yourself a plug-in. You can do the cranks if you want, but I got a nice small little generator, and gasoline's ready to go. Pop the gasoline in, turn it on, and I got power if the power goes out. But just to have a radio, that's all you need. Yeah, I'm not connected to internet or cable. I haven't had cable in 25 years. And that'd be the best thing for people to do. Free your mind, cut your cable. Stop looking at the absolute BS that's on that boob tube. The worst thing you could do for your mind, it's worse than crack, is watch TV, cable TV. It's worse than crack. They need to pass the Safe America Act now. Yes, I know. Well, they're cleaning up the streets as we speak. These blue cities are going to be swarmed, and they're going to be a complete lockdown on the whole perimeter. The amount of illegal and theft and corruption could be up to 70% of the planet. Yes, I know the illegals are a real pain in the UK, but they're all going to go. They're going to be, once the alliance and the military gets in there, as we have always said, the military is the only way, right? Military is the only way. And it's in the UK, it's in Canada, it's in the United States, it's in Mexico, it's everywhere, right? In the Philippines. You're not going to notice it so much in the Philippines. But I love the Philippines because I love the people there. They are very political. They're very smart politically because they know they've been screwed over. They know how much money the country has. They don't even have a health care. They got nothing. You know, when we had our boy, it cost me $3,000 for Mama to get a C-section. Okay? Because he was too big. He was like 8 pound, 11 ounce, whatever, right? That's pretty tough on a Filipina. So, and hence I had to fork out $100K to have the C-section done. And everything was fine. So, they know they don't have health care. They don't have no social net to fall back in. And I find it better. I really find, because the people are out there, instead of having these welfare cases and everybody going down to pick up a welfare check and then going straight to the crack house, what they do is, first of all, it's death to all drug traffickers there. There is no drugs in the Philippines. And if there is, they are hunted down like dogs and they're shot on sight. And I can attest to that because I've lived there since 1990, and I have brothers that are very close to me, family connected, that are in the law enforcement, in the SWAT operations that are happening there. I get all the information from there.